Okay. I didn't even start talking and already having throat issues. Jeez. Just had to hit the. I hope I was actually muted for that. If not, I apologize. Anyway, so. Well, I did hit the mute button and I do see it going now, so I probably was. Man, we're off to a rough start. Okay, so I have spent a considerable amount of time thinking about how to deal with this and finally have a solution. It's not a good solution, but it is a solution, and I think it's going to work. So originally I was kind of thinking that I could just cast the values to from integer to long, but that only works if the return value is actually going to be interpreted as an integer. If it's interpreted as long, then we have issues. So I had to come up with another solution. Let me pull up the terminal. There we go. Okay, so this is dumb, but works. So I've created this force long function that checks to see if the number can be represented as a 32-bit integer. If it can, then we add this large number to it. If it can't, then we just return it as is because it's already a long. And we put it in kind of this array, with the second value of the array being whether or not we actually added this number. So I need to create an integrated dynamics function that will check to see if this is true. If it is, then it will subtract the large number internally. Otherwise, it does not. Which is fun. Okay, yep. So, basically, we'll put it here instead of up here. Simply because this is kind of the return here. This would be reinterpreted, and so it would end up losing. Well, actually, I suppose it probably wouldn't because we're already forcing it. Whatever. I'm just going to do it here. For no particular reason, I guess. Okay, now that's our test value. Right, I left them over here. Okay, so shit. Oh, god damn it. I really hate this bug. Let me just open up the terminal so we're not looking at a black screen while I restart Minecraft. Where's my terminal at? There it is. Got buried under the windows. Okay, so kind of also occurs to me that I'm probably going to need to be looking at the battery as well. But I don't think we can stop the reaction once it's kind of started. So oh, I don't know if we could do anything with the battery information actually. Like obviously I'd like to be able to turn off the reactor if the battery is full, because then obviously we don't need to put any more power into it. But at the same time, I'm not entirely sure. Uh, we can turn off the reactor. I think once the reactor starts, it just kind of keeps going. Whatever, the fuel's cheap. We'll just have it go as is, I guess. I need this number here. Oh, in case you're wondering, I guess I should probably comment. This is 2 to the 48th power. So that would be the 48th bit. Now, I thought about like XORing, or I guess just ORing these. Actually, XORing would probably have been better, but anyway. I thought about doing that, but the problem is JavaScript here actually stores the number internally as a float, or I suppose probably a double. And I'm not entirely sure how bitwise operators function with doubles, and I don't really want to risk it. Okay, now carefully. Oh dear. Okay, so I have to select this without. Okay, it's pointed right at that landmine. Okay, so these are the return values of input and output. Let's start with input. We have a long. Believe that that's the number. It is in fact not. That is a different number I was experimenting with. Oh no! Wait, hold it. What? No, that is the number. Okay, okay, okay. Here, so just throw that in there. Subtract. Okay, well, that minus that gets us this. But now it's number. It's not long. That might be fine. Maybe. Possibly. Let's see what we get here. 224. Wait, what? What do you mean? 224, 224. What is 224? And why is it looking for 224? Okay, this needs 224 for some reason. Oh, this is 224. Okay, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Uh, did the server crash? Let's try reconnecting to it, see what happens. Failed to connect to server. The server may have just crashed on me. Yeah, it's crashed. Crap. Okay. Restarting. Might just lose a variable. Which isn't a huge deal, but annoying. Why would that have happened? I suppose we can switch over to the terminal so that things are actually happening on screen. I don't know why that would have happened. When I had two longs, it should have been valid. It did say number though, which admittedly does have me a bit concerned, but it should have worked. Should have been fine. Wait, no. I'm an idiot. Because my return value is this forced long, so it wasn't returning a direct long, it was returning this array. I was subtracting a constant number from an array. That should have caused an error, though, rather than a crash. It looks like it might be up. I need to do a quick check for chunk corruption. Oh, I got duplicate numbers here. Or duplicate things. That's interesting. Alright. Any corrupt chunks? Doesn't appear to be any here. That's a good sign. The old home. Nope. In portal. Seems fine. Dragon farm. Looks fine. The miner of vibes. Seems alright. Frozen Peaks. Looks alright. Evaporation towers. Awesome. Now we just have to check the mining dimension. Oh, actually, I can just... Okay, what's going on here? Oh. It's done. Huh. Okay. I do a second pass just to make sure. Okay, well, that's unexpected. But looks like everything's good. Okay. I need to clear out one of these because I can't have two with the same ID. Well, I probably can, but it'd probably be best not to risk it. Okay, so we have this, we have this. This is not a number. Ooh, what's its issue? Oh, right, because this caused a crash. It needs to be reset like so. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so it's actually an array, not a number. Need to take that into account. So we have our large number. We have index of no. Um, Here we go. List get, which means I actually need integer 0, 1, 0, and 1. Yes. Okay. Get. Okay, so we have this. 0. Oop, okay. I almost just clicked on that again. Almost did it. Oh, right. This also needs to go in there. Okay. I just realized I think that color actually corresponds to the type. Because if I just throw in an integer, integer is colored orange, longs are colored yellow. Nice. That actually is going to be helpful. Okay, so actually we should do the other one as well while I'm thinking about it. So get okay. I keep almost clicking on this. I'm just gonna shove you there. Okay, so this one should just be true. That. Jarsome. Okay, now we need our long number. Subtract this, so we have this. Subtract this. Get this. Okay. Nope, nope, nope. That one goes there. For safekeeping, I guess. Yes, that is actually correct. Okay, and we can tell from the color that it is a long. Nice. So we're off to a good start. So now we need a system to take the second value and use that to determine if it should return the original value. Or this contains the original value. Okay, so choose. Okay, so if the first value is true, the second value is taken, otherwise the third value. Okay, so if that is true, then we want this, otherwise this. Boop, boop, boop. And now, perfect. Perfect. Alrighty then. Okay, cool. Now I just need to do the exact same thing for the other one. Stick a blank one there, just kind of placeholder so I know where that goes. Get. So this. Get 0. Get 1. Okay, now we need to subtract this value, this value, this value. Okay, now choose. Choice, not choose, choice. Yes, select this one. Okay, so if that, then that, otherwise that, and there we go. Right. Okay, so this one is input. This one will be output. Oh, that did it. That did it. Okay, cool. Problem hath been solved. Nice. Okay. This back at this display, because that's probably good information to have. Okay, so based upon that, oop, nope, that goes here. Do we actually have power going in? No, we do not. Why no power go in? I mean, there could be a couple of reasons. One, I cannot actually input directly and require an intermediary, which actually seems quite likely. In fact, I think that is actually a requirement. I do recall reading something like that. All right. So, what side do we have a bit of wiggle room here? How many blocks can I stick on this thing? 2. Perfect. Okay, so switch over to, I guess, the north side being it. Okay, so I think I have to use flux gates. Yes, I think flux gates are what I'm going to have to just use here. So, this chest here, that's no longer needed. Where is it? There it is. Okay, now we need the flux gate here. I don't think I can rotate that with a wrench or anything. No, I cannot. Okay. Now... energy export there. This thing here to connect it to the rest of the grid. This thing's going to need to be adjusted accordingly. Let's see, does that go the correct direction? No, it does not. Oop, wrong way. Needs to be increased. Okay, there we go. It's pointed at the right thing now. Cable. Okay, and now for the displays. Contents of said displays. There we go. Okay. Technically, this would not be the thing that limits things, so I'm just gonna set it up to large value. And we'll see. Does this... Oop. Power does not seem to be flowing in. Hmm. Why power not flow in? I mean, the other alternative is that the issue is actually kind of over here-ish. More specifically, here-ish. These are not actually, like, connected. And it's not actually getting power from this. So this would be output, this would be input. So let's set this channel 1, maybe that'll help reduce confusion. Wrong one. I don't know what its issue is here. Ingredient movement failed due to insufficient insertion behavior by destination in simulation and non-simulation mode. This can be caused by invalid network setups, lost energy. Okay. Good. Okay. In other words, it can't pump power into this thing. Hmm. Okay, that's interesting. You want to turn this off. And then trying to deal with it directly. Interesting, same issue. Huh. Not at all what I was expecting. Not at all. So how do I pump power into this thing? My guess is it's looking for some sort of like internal battery. It doesn't see one, so it doesn't uh, do that. Here it sees that air doesn't have any ability to storage, so it doesn't even try, would be my guess. Okay, well, red. Okay, so just out of curiosity, what if I made one of these energy batteries here, gave it some juice, uh, kind of stuck it here-ish. I actually don't want it to be connected here. Okay, and then I plugged this in here. Okay, so that's full. Okay, but that's not moving power. Okay. All right, so what if I connected that up? Huh, okay, so this is not actively outputting power, so this thing does not fill. Hmm. Okay, okay. What if... Oh, I know what its issue is. issue is this. So what if that, and then we connected this up here? Okay, well that's working. Come on, get the fuck up there. But we're still not passing power up. What am I missing here? Alright. Maybe... Oop. Maybe... Okay. Why did they just have this random one here? Don't know. Doesn't tell me anything. Oh, but I can get some of that. That's not bad. Get more of that. Freebie stuff. Lever. Probably wants me to use the lever to control the thing. But, like, the way I have this set up, this completely ignores redstone signal input. It should be just dumping power into there, but as we can see from the fact that the cable here has power in it, and nothing is happening with it, that is not happening. Do I need to do something with this? Do I need, like, right-click it? Right-click the reactor? Right-click one of these things? I'm gotta be missing something here. Okay. So we got the core, we got the injector, we got the stabilizers. Should be 4 stabilizers. All 4 stabilizers needs to be a few blocks away, 5 or more from the core, and need to be around the same axis as the core to work. These are also where you pipe out up from the reactor, not too much. Okay, the injector needs to be on a different axis than all the stabilizers, and has to share the same axis as the core. Okay, yep. We've got that. This is right underneath the core. These are all in line with the core. You can see the core, but it's there. Status is offline. Do I have to have fuel in it? I guess that's the next question. I believe this is the fuel here, so let's make just a shit ton more. All right. What is 3 times 64 minus, what was that, 12? 12, okay. 180. Go ahead and make me 180. Well, maybe it's not a good idea to be starting with so much fuel in the thing. I put 1. Okay. Okay, let's just put in that for now. Let me backpack. I wanna turn this. No, that's a reactor in. There's return. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can just pump in stuff directly, because that'd make things a bit easier. Okay. Charge this. Okay. And now if I put this in here, there it goes. Okay. That is a thing. Now I want to check out the NBT data. Okay, so what value was that? 157. Okay, right there. Shield charge is at 157,000. Okay. All right. I need to use the bathroom, so I will be right back. notice some interesting differences here. We have a reactable fuel now. Reactor state is... Okay, that is where the field charge is at. We have a maximum saturation. I'm not sure what that is in reference to. Containment strength. Energy saturation, that would be what that's in reference to. So that's 125 million. Does that correspond? Yep, that corresponds here too. Okay. So saturation is how much juice the thing has in it, I'm guessing.